Hello, my name is Orianna Vargas, and my topic is organic. Is it the better choice? My rationale is makeup is used on a daily basis, but no one really knows what they're putting on their face. Although there are some makeup brands who claim to be natural, such as Bare Minerals, use a higher concentration of ingredients that have heavy metals. Some common metals are like aluminum, mercury, lead, arsenic. The whole point of my experiment is to inform others of what is really in their makeup and the best at-home alternative that works the same, but it's safe and eco-friendly. There are over 1,300 chemicals banned for cosmetic use in Europe, while there's only 11 that the US has only banned. And there's a lot of chemicals like parabens, plasterizer, sodium, sulfate, some artificial fragrances that are put into cosmetics that are really bad for you. My hypothesis is if I was to substitute the ingredients put into synthetic makeup with safer, more environment friendly products, then there would be less harmful compounds being put on our faces. If you were to compare the ingredient list to an organic piece of makeup versus a synthetic made store bought one, there'd be a really big difference in the types of chemicals being put into it to either keep it from going old or to keep bacteria from growing. My materials were a saucepan, a glass measuring cup. I had lip gloss tubes. I bought store lip gloss, chapstick, a scale, lip balm containers, syringe, pipette, small containers, and plastic spoons. And for my ingredients, I had honey, almond oil, beeswax, beetroot powder, castor oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil, kukui nut oil. I used mica powder. I used a red color and a yellow color. I had a peppermint and lemon essential oil, vegetable glycerin, and I had vitamin E oil. So for this project, I made two types of makeups or makeup types. The first one was lip gloss, where I first melted the beeswax and oils together in a small saucepan over heat. When I finished, I put it in a shallow roasting pan with ice and water to chill it until it got to this semi-opaque color. Then once I was done, I took it out and I added the glycerin into it until it was completely mixed together. And after that, I added my oils to scent and my color. And then I put it into a syringe and I applied it to the glass tubes and I closed them and those were done. And then for my lip balms, I made a double burner effect where you have a saucepan overheat and you have to wait till it bubbles. So you add another sauce or another like plate over it to cook your ingredients. That's what I did. I melted the beeswax, coconut oil, honey, almond oil in a small mixing bowl over the heat, and I continuously mixed it. And once it was completely done, I took it off the heat. I added my vitamin E oil, my essential oil, and I added some coloring to it. And I made sure it was mixed really well and that there was no honey settling at the bottom. And I added it back onto the heat to prevent it from hardening. When I finished that, I sat up my lip balm containers and I equally poured the mixture into it. And once I finished, I put the caps back on and I let the tube sit until it was completely hardened. Some risk that could be involved in doing this experiment was messing with the stove. You know, the water boiling is really hot, so I used a small towel to move around the hot pot to prevent myself from burning. Another risk was making sure you put an even amount because you can possibly spill the substances all over the floor or on the counters. Or if you were to forget an amount in the recipe, messing up the desired amount or forgetting a step in the procedure could be really big problems when following recipes as big as makeup. To prevent any bacteria getting to my mixture, I made sure I sanitized my counter. My scale was clean before used. I wore gloves and made sure my mixing bowls were clean. After that, I carefully followed my recipe and made sure my ingredients were measured correctly and I had the right amounts. When adding my mixture to the lip gloss tubes of the lip balm containers, I took my time and made sure that I evenly put it and I wasn't rushing it. I made sure that nothing spilled out. These are my pictures. The one in yellow were the lip balm, the chapstick sticks I made, and the red one is the peppermint lip gloss tubes. So this is my ingredient list for the organic lip balm versus the brand name chapstick. Um, Although the ingredients put into chapstick are FDA approved, but there are some bad things about it, as like petroleum. The refining process is very harsh, and toxic agents can get into your makeup products. And there has been some like cancer involved with atomic hydrocarbons that get into petroleum when it's made, and that's really risky. Or the alcohol put into it. It's said to dry out skin, and even though it doesn't hurt you, it still doesn't do its job, and it's still a dangerous chemical you still need to watch out for. Versus the organic lip balm, where beeswax, it seals in moisture. Honey protects the lips and moisturizes as well. Coconut oil makes your lips smooth. Vitamin E oil boosts circulation, and that like comparing the two, the beeswax, the organic lip balm is a lot better because it's a lot natural, organic, and it's all healthy products versus the brand name chapstick where there's a lot of chemical compounds that a lot of people don't know, and most people don't realize what they're putting on their lips, because if I didn't do my research, I wouldn't have known what any of that stuff was. I wouldn't have known Red Six Lake was a coloring, or the other products that are being put into it, and whether or not they're bad or not. And next, I have my lip gloss recipes, or the ingredients. So for my organic lip gloss, I had the beeswax, beetroot powder, castor oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil, cocoa nut oil, makeup powder. I had peppermint essential oil, vegetable glycerin, and vitamin E oil. There's polytuben is used to make the lip gloss really sticky and glossy. So a substitute I used for that was vegetable glycerin, which is a moisturizing agent, and it gives it that same gooey feeling to it, but it's still healthy. Another substitute would have been corn syrup, but corn syrup with all the sugars inside of it is known to be really bad for your system. So I looked for another alternative and I found the vegetable glycerin was a lot better. And the lip gloss was still gooey and still sticky. Not it wasn't as sticky, but it was a nice, good texture as if it was store-bought lip gloss. Cocoa nut oil helps with inflammation, and the other ingredients were listed with the beeswax or the lip balm. For Victoria's Secret lip gloss, they don't list their ingredient list on their tubes, so I had to look at their website and really find it, because they try to avoid people from seeing their ingredient list, because as you can tell, there's a lot of chemicals being put into their products. And as I said last time, people don't know what they're putting on their lips or on their faces when they use makeup. So that's what we need to be careful with, because there's a lot of dangerous things that are being put in. My conclusion was that my hypothesis was correct, because when comparing the ingredient list, I found that there was a major difference between the store-bought lip gloss and lip balm versus my homemade lip gloss and lip balm. And when comparing the two, I saw that there were a lot of hazardous unknown chemicals or compounds being put into the store-bought ones to keep it like preservatives to keep it from going bad. or parabens that can be put into it, which can, well, they're used for bacteria growth or to prevent bacteria growth, but there's been recent studies that by concentration of those they can create breast tumors, and makeup companies don't really pay attention to that. And that's what's so dangerous about using makeup nowadays. So I found that working or doing things at home and using safer materials can be a lot better, and they both work efficiently. Actually, personally, the homemade lip balm was a lot smoother on my lips and a lot nicer versus the store-bought chapstick. And at the end, I have my references. A lot of it was already notes I've taken because I have my own makeup company, an organic one, and so most of it came from prior knowledge, and anything else I put as references. So that is the end of my science fair project. Thank you.